Hello, my name is Jason Mercer, the Toronto Real Estate Board's Director of Market Analysis. With the release of the September Market Watch, we now have 3/4 of 2014 in the books. And so with this in mind, I'd like to take a few minutes to go through what we've seen so far this year, as well as what we expect through the remainder of 2014. So let's start by looking at September. We saw 8,051 deals through the Toronto MLS system last month. And this represented almost an 11% increase in comparison to September 2013. We can also look at year-to-date sales, which are up by about 7% in comparison to the first 9 months of 2013, with a total number of sales coming close to 73,500. Now, if we continue to see the same pace of price growth that we saw in September for the remainder of 2014, we could be flirting with a new annual record in terms of transactions. Now, it's also important to note that transactions have been constrained this year by the low supply of listings in some segments of the market. And so we've continued to see a lot of competition between buyers. So last month, we did see the number of new listings coming onto the MLS system up in comparison to last year, but the rate of growth was still much less than what we saw in terms of sales. And so with this enhanced competition between buyers, we also saw the continuation of very strong price growth. So the average selling price in the Greater Toronto Area in September was up by almost 8% to over $573,000. We can also take a look at the year-to-date average selling price. So through the first 9 months of 2014, that average price came in at almost $564,000, and that represents an 8.5% year-over-year increase. Now, the average selling price this year has been up for most major home categories, whether we're talking about low-rise homes like detached, semi-detached, and townhomes, or condominium apartments. Now, it is important to note that we've seen more competition between buyers for those low-rise home types. So generally speaking, that's where we've seen the strongest price growth. But it is also important to note that in the better supplied condominium apartment sector, we're still seeing enough end-user demand to support sustained growth above the rate of inflation in terms of that average selling price. So with that said, I look forward to speaking with you again at the beginning of November when we'll go through October 2014 statistics. Thank you very much.
Brought to you by GTA Realtors.